Hey, it's Fear. I just want to let you know the episode of FEARCast you're about to listen to is from season 1, so it's old and the material might not be relevant. The conversation's still good, but the band may or may not be still together. The person making movies might not be doing it anymore. But just in case, I wanted to put it out there so you guys can check it out. And also Google the bands, see if anybody's still around. And if you hear music you like, there you go. Also, check out any of the movies mentioned because movies are always still around. Well, I guess unless they pull them away. Anyway, it's an older episode, but a good episode, so I wanted to put it out. Stay tuned, nftfyb.com for everything new. And I hope you come back and enjoy season 2. We're getting some new guests and getting this thing going. So check out the other podcasts, Talk Life Pod, A and Way, and of course, FEARcast. So run along, kiddies. Are you ready? Welcome to FEARCast, everybody. This is the first of 2016. We are back with interviews. Well, it's the first one we come back interviewing bands.
I guess. Okay.
Dick face.
Fuck you.
So that's Razor. He's
You're
here.
already fucking up the intro.
Fuck you.
Because I get eyes from Fuckface over here.
It's not the first one of the year, man.
The first one we have a band on. You're a dick cheese. We also have Ray from the Naked Porch.
Really? We're doing that again?
No, he's Ray from FEARCast now.
Is that where we're making it?
The 6 bags of dicks are in the mail.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Boom. Contract signed. We're good to go.
Oh, excellent. Good old bag of dicks.
He requested 6.
Find a chance.
He requests exactly 6?
Yeah, 6
Now
bags.
they're different colors and assorted.
I sent him assorted colors and sizes, yes.
Yeah, just 6 is fine. Whatever, however it works out, it works out.
Well, that's nice of you. And not to keep everybody in suspense any longer, but the band of the hour that we do have is Mine Enemies Fall. Boys, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Tell the people who's here and what you guys' instruments are.
Well, originally the entire band was going to be here, but circumstances, didn't turn out that way. So right now, you got Joe Sontag. We're sitting here with
Alex Kelly. I'm one of the guitarists.
and I'm the vocalist.
Excellent. So let's make up a quick backstory where the other guys are. I'm going to say it's a midget wrestling match.
I was actually thinking they blew us all off to do a giant circle jerk with each other because, it just
That
seems
could
like
be
something they
too.
would do.
That sounds right. I think that's probably what's
that's
going on.
probably closer.
That's most likely what it is.
I'm thinking that's what's going on right now.
Something's at least something homophobic. It's definitely there's some homo stuff going on.
For sure. Whoever comes on the cracker last eats it. That sort of thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
bro,
Yes.
of course.
Absolutely, soggy
Good.
biscuit.
Soggy biscuit, yeah.
Yeah,
He knows what's up. Where are you boys from?
I thought that was only a game that we played.
Yeah, I thought we invented that.
Son of a bitch, you guys are all right already. This is
Look at us
starting
go.
out great.
So where are you boys from?
We're from Kalamazoo, Michigan. The band is at least based in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but we're kind of spread out. Ian McGill, who's not here tonight, he's down in South Bend. And we have a brand new bass player who we haven't really released his name yet, so I'll just keep that to ourselves now. But he's down in Chicago, just as a hint,
Yep.
And we're actually in between drummers right now, so
Yep. We got a couple ideas for him, but nobody, nobody for certain yet. So right now, the drummer is blank.
To be determined.
The throne is empty.
pretty much.
All
I
right.
think we mentioned it on another FEARcast that drummers and bassists are assholes. So they're hard
Yeah.
to keep in a band.
Sometimes.
It seems that way.
Sometimes.
Especially when they get together and they're like, we're the low end. Just
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
We set the beat, the pace.
Carry the equipment for us
Yeah,
and shut up.
and fucking polish my guitar, bitch.
I'll tell you, most of the time we'll just make the drummer and bass player stand in the back so that Alex and I can get all the glory.
Yeah.
Ian
exactly.
too will just like stand behind us. We're gonna be in the front. We'll just give it all the spotlight to us. It's all good.
That's how it works.
Yeah, they're in the back. They catch whatever panties miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Usually it's the bigger soaked ones to go over our head.
Yeah,
And I'm just like you
Like
guys.
a wet softball.
Oh, wet softball.
just hits the back. Oh, shit. No, pick it up, drummer boy.
Fuck this, I quit.
And that's what happened
Oh,
to the
actually-
last drummer.
On a serious note, our new bass player coming in, we're actually really excited. He's a really talented son of a bitch. I can't wait for him to actually play with us live and everybody gets to see what he brings to the music. So we're pretty excited about him.
Yeah. Kind of funky.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
So you're not going to release this guy's name. This is horseshit.
Is it
I know.
Flea?
Yep.
It's Flea,
I know.
isn't
Just
it?
saying. If he's in the band, what's the difference? Let's make this happen. Let's make
I'd rather him be here. If he was here, I would have no problem with it. But
Nah, I understand.
Or even if he was here, we just mask his voice.
yeah,
Yeah, if he was
Darth Vader voice.
if he was here, just mask his voice and he's not allowed to say his name.
He blew us-
Hey.
wait. He blew us off for a circle jerk, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
I'm here. It's me. I'm the bass player. It's actually
That's
Flea from the
Chicago-based.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So I said it's Flea, isn't it?
That's Flea.
He doesn't have much on the go.
No.
Yeah.
Plus, he's like 65, so you know.
So probably parties harder than the rest of us.
Yeah,
Probably.
especially these days.
That's some
Totally.
shit. He's got nothing but time to party and money.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's true.
Two things which we don't have.
at all. Even
Time
though-
more money. Yeah.
That makes all of us. So that's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Well, at least we were all in the same fucking boat there.
There you
Right?
go.
On a sinking ship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we were going through Exile earlier, just listening to a bunch of different tracks. I really liked it. I really liked the album.
Don't you bullshit me.
All right, I'm going to tell you straight.
All right, I'll tell you
5
straight.
tracks were good.
Yeah, I mean,
You can figure out which
was absolute
5.
dog shit.
Yeah,
it definitely needed more cowbell.
Yeah.
it did
More
need more
cowbell.
cowbell.
Nah, you can always use more cowbell.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, so the new stuff you guys are going for, what's the sound going to be like with all the new variables?
That's a tough one to explain. I don't really know what to compare it to. I guess I just kind of, obviously this is a guitarist speaking. I'm trying to approach it with a no holds barred kind of feel where I'm not trying to make it too great. Obviously not. I'm not trying to overproduce it and not trying to do. I'm just kind of trying to let me and Joe are at the moment are trying to let everything kind of write itself. Where we're not trying to overdo it. We do, we already have sometimes, but it's just we're just kind of letting it write itself and see what happens. As far as what it sounds like, it's gonna be, I would say, a little more groovy than Exile.
Well, we did a lot of thrash on Exile, and when we wrote that album, we had an idea of exactly what we wanted to do, and we wanted to write kind of a thrash album, a lot of energy, a lot of anger going into that album at that time, and we came out of that, this is months and months ago when we were talking about what we wanted to do for the new album. And most of the time we just go in and just start writing songs and see where that leads us. And usually the sound comes on its own, Yeah. But this time around, we definitely want to do something completely different from Exile. We don't ever want to do the same album, again. It's just, there's no point to it. It's boring. So we decided we want to do a lot more focus on groove. There's a lot of darker songs, I think, on this album, as far as tone-wise, feeling-wise, subject matter, and like all that. But we're still very much in the early stages of it all, so there's still a lot to do and a lot to come together. But I'm very, very excited about what we've come up with so far. Just the new sounds, the new direction, but it's still heavy as shit. Yep.
Yeah, that's all I need to know. Heavy as shit. That's all.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
A lot more dynamic to it. There's a lot more. There's a lot more fucking flavor. So there's a lot more.
If you look at songs on Exile, like America the Dead and I Am the End, where there was a little bit of that dark singing tone. We're going in that direction a little bit more with a few of the songs, but in no way does that mean we're cutting out anything heavy. I mean, we got some brutally heavy songs. We got. I think there's at least one thrash song on the album. We're not gonna totally abandon thrash.
There's a couple of already. There's a couple on there that are pretty just retarded. Like just unnecessary. But that's just kind of how it happened. So that's how it was written, and fuck it, we're leaving it.
Yep.
So are you guys going more like, basically the next album is going to be like Metallica's Black Album? It's going to be completely
no.
different.
Whoa.
No.
That all depends on what your opinion of the Black Album is, of course.
I can tell you right now, don't go down that road.
Farting on a snare drum.
No. I guess comparative to what people, the common opinion of the Black Album, absolutely not.
Commercial success, though, you should aim for.
What kind of comparison?
Yeah, I would say it depends if it's a good comparison or bad comparison. Depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, but no, I'd say.
I'm sorry,
no,
that was me just being a dick, so you know.
Yeah, all right.
All right, good.
Just making sure, just I
There was for a loop
figured
there.
it had to be.
That was when Metallica actually shit the bed. That's when they started to suck royally, and then they never
Yes.
went back to being good.
Well, they started making the money.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I'll agree with you on that. You know, I think Alex and I, we're huge fans of old school Metallica. And I even like
for sure.
some of the songs on the Black Album, but that was the album where they kind of really made a change for the worse.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee you right now, there will not be one fucking radio hit on this album. I'll tell you.
We never tried to write.
So,
In fact, we tried to go out of the way. Even the songs that you could take, off this album, more like the darker singy stuff. We're gonna try to do it in a way where you could still not put this on the radio.
Yeah.
That's fuck that. I really care less when we play it on the radio.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't need to make money. Fuck that shit.
Radio's dying anyway.
Yeah, fuck radio. That's why podcasting's around.
There you go.
Very true.
Yeah, I think one of the first tunes I heard was Bow to the Pressure. And essentially that's Here's My Dick. And I'm just going to wave it around at all you fuckers.
That's actually one of the reasons why we put it, the actual second song of the album, the first real song of the album after the instrumental, because it was just pretty much, it encompassed everything that album was in one song. We just threw it right out there. Like, all right, this is what's going to happen. Prepare for the ride. And it's basically, we're throwing our dicks out there. We're waving them around a little bit.
Windmilling them.
Yeah, windmill.
You guys got it like that?
Get to the chopper.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, man, and you had me. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, all right, I'm going to strap in. This is going to be a good one. So yeah, man, I'm personally excited to see kind of where you go from there. There was a lot of really dark undertones in Exile. So, you got me, man. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot darker of an album. I think sound-wise, Alex and I are trying to develop a lot more of a thicker album, too, when it comes to, when we send it off for mix and master. We want a real, just thick, powerful fucking dick to throw down at everybody.
Yep. Now it's gonna be just as long, but now it's gonna be a lot meatier.
Yeah, I mean it was meatier before, but now it's gonna be like,
like a soup can.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can go deep, but now you're gonna go hard. Just thick and juicy.
I would personally say that the difference in this album, there's a lot of difference between the Bastard Machine EP and Exile, and I think it'll be just that same amount of difference between Exile and the two albums.
Excuse me.
The fuck are you choking on, Ray? Jesus.
His bag of
A
dicks.
dick.
Oh, did they arrive?
I
I thought it was that kind of show. I'm sorry, guys. What the fuck?
He's just warming up. He's like, I can take the whole thing.
I can take it all.
And I learned my lesson. You guys are talking about thick, meaty cocks. What do you expect me to do?
He had so much saliva going. He choked.
You gotta make money somehow. Everybody's gotta make their money.
That's it,
right.
man. And I'll tell you what, gay porn pays more. So that's all I'm saying.
I mean, we wouldn't know. I mean, that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't
Gay
know
for
what
pay.
I hear, but that's what they say.
I read an article once.
Read that in a magazine.
Yeah, and Gay Porn Weekly.
It certainly wasn't Gay for Pay mag.
Yeah, no, I don't have a subscription or anything. So actually, I wanted to ask you guys, what made you put an instrumental as the first song on Exile?
I couldn't think of anywhere else to put it.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, solid answer.
Well, that song was originally going to be just an actual song idea. And we were sitting there one day listening to Alex record some riffs. And Ian was like, dude, you should keep this as an instrumental. And that was pretty much all we needed to hear. We all looked at each other and was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, fuck it.
And then we were like, well, where the fuck are we going to put it on the album? And it just seemed like the perfect song to open up the actual album with, followed by the power and just thrash of Bow the Pressure after that. We thought it was a great combination.
I completely forgot we were going to make a real song out of that. I forgot about that.
Now, is that how it usually starts, though? Do you usually write riffs on the guitar and then build it from there?
Yeah, a lot of the time, most of the time I'll end up writing a riff, and most of the time, I'll just you know, I'll just think about it while I'm doing normal tasks during the day, and you know, and I'll get a riff idea in my head or a progression, and just kind of go. You know, with that one, obviously there's 2 rhythm riffs. That's it. And that, well, really, I mean, I guess it's 1 rhythm riff. And then one that kind of like builds. And then the solo was just, I found a key and just went. That's
With a lot of the songs,
yeah.
you know, Alex spends a lot of time recording a lot of different ideas all the time. They could be, sometimes they're full songs, and sometimes they're just like 2 riffs. And they just sit, and sometimes we'll listen to them, and if there's an idea that gets sparked up, we'll dive into it a little bit more and start to dissect it. With Bow the Pressure, that song was originally called Hellhounds. It was going to have a completely different meaning than what it ended up being. And one day I was just listening to it, and I had an idea in my head pop up, and Bow the Pressure came to mind, and we tweaked it a little bit after that. You know, I mean, really the writing process comes down to that. It's really no different than probably most bands write. It starts with a riff. Other people come in, throw in ideas.
It starts with a riff. It ends with.
And we all you know, dissect it, and
then these sons of bitches get in here and fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
He's like, look at my masterpiece.
I brought you gold and you turned it to shit. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I mean, really, good job.
You can't even hear the harp now.
Got a 12-minute harp solo coming up.
we all try to get
12
in.
minutes. That would be fucking epic.
I'm not opposed to putting a harp.
Yeah, it'd be different.
I have a violin that I'm steadily trying to learn, and we have one song in specific that I wanted to put a violin track in, but I just suck at it, and there's no way that I can do.
Throw some distortion on that bitch. No one will know.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
No, it's not. It's nothing like that. But I don't know. There are a lot of things that you can do, especially in the recording. And this is more or less recording, you know, for the studio wise, not necessarily what we're going to do live.
This was kind of meant. I'm trying to think of the way to describe the part. That it was meant to be kind of like a eerie kind of like an eerier tone, not so much classic.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Feared Razor, why are you so fucking quiet?
Because people are talking, asshole.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Chime in.
Jeez.
Fucking guy.
Fucking Christ's sakes. It's a fucking show.
Actually, you know what I was thinking when we were just talking about the 12 harp solo and all that shit?
Yes.
What did you fucking Guns N' Roses getting back together? I know this is off topic, but how do you guys fucking feel about that?
I don't think it'll happen.
That's a fucking shame.
No, I mean, whatever. Whatever.
I don't think it'll actually happen.
I mean, a lot of old bands get together after a bunch of feud, and they bury the hatchet, and they'll go out and probably not sound as good as they did before, and they'll make lots of money doing it.
Have you seen a recent picture of Axl Rose? He looks like a
dude. We played with Axl Rose.
I know, but he looks like a gay truck driver.
He does. He looks like a fat meatball.
Like
he is gay for pay.
Like, gotta do something.
He's very rich. I don't think he needs to be.
The only reason I would go to Coachella is if they're gonna murder each other on stage.
Yes. They're gonna show up an hour late. They're gonna go on stage 2 hours late. They're gonna do 2 songs. Axel's gonna piss himself, and that'll be it.
It'd be really hilarious if Axel pulls a lot of the old shit he did back in the day. You know,
I'm sure he will.
Well, do you think people expect it?
Oh yeah,
probably. I mean, I would.
They've told him he goes on at 6 and he goes on at 8.
Yeah. So he shows up on time trying to fuck everybody.
Fuck, you gotta get there when I get there.
I'll just say, when you go so many years thinking that you're the sole draw of everything, or, you know, that you're just God amongst men when it comes to this stuff, I don't think that's going to change over, what, a 30-year... How long has it been? I never kept track. I never liked Guns N' Roses.
88 was Appetite for Destruction.
No, Appetite
either way,
was a fucking amazing album. That was an amazing album. After that,
well, that's part of the problem, is that they were kind of geniuses at the time.
and then booze is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Heroin's good too, I hear.
I was just gonna say throw heroin in there on top of it, and there you. Yeah.
Fuck, Slash has been dead twice.
Oh, it's Dr. Rox.
Dr. Roxo's here. Fuck.
What's out here?
Oh shit. Oh fuck, man.
Perfect. I'm glad.
However, I think that tour is going to be a fucking nightmare, and I don't see it going well. I really don't.
Past
I think
3
Slash
dates.
is a fucking genius on the guitar. That guy's an amazing guitarist, but the rest of it, it's just a fucking nightmare. Well,
He's an amazing guitarist, but he's an amazing guitarist, but he's not smart enough to not make his wife his business manager.
Well,
And then
I don't see,
she
but
left him and took everything.
that's true too. But it also worked. Look at Max Cavalera. It worked out for him.
Nah, that's true.
Some people keep it within the family and they do very well. Phil Anselmo and isn't his woman his business manager or the road manager
Probably.
or something?
Some do, and it works out fine, but he got
say it
fucking
worked out
bit in
great
the
for them.
ass.
I don't want to
We
say. Are you sure it was Phil Anselmo and not Dime? Because I thought Dime's.
Well, Dime did that
Rita-
too. Yeah, Rita.
Rita still handles
Yeah.
everything.
But Phil's girl,
She's
Kate,
amazing, by the way.
can't remember her last name, but we just played with Down at Rocklahoma. Was that 2014? And as far as we know that she was there getting everything set. We weren't actually allowed in the area where Down was.
We
or
weren't
anything.
cool enough.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers.
we were in a part of the area where you could actually see the bands, and
You could sort of
blah,
see them. You're like, hey, we're here.
If you got too close, you got maced.
Our name on the poster was as close as we got to them,
Phil, I want to party with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to tell you, though, I actually watched that entire show, I don't know, 6-7 times this week. It was a fucking amazing show. Even the YouTube. The audio wasn't as great as I wanted it to be, but overall, the show was amazing.
That's still one of my favorite shows of all time. Probably second favorite. Last year's was badass, but yeah, it was just, Oklahoma's a different fan base down there. They're awesome people. They appreciate music. It doesn't matter what level you're on. Local band and national band, they just like good music, and they'll come out and support you like a motherfucker.
And they just get so drunk.
Oh yeah,
So drunk.
awesome crowds. Especially Rocklahoma. I mean, there's nothing like it. That crowd is just fun as shit, and they give us a little bit more time when we play down there because they know we can draw a pretty decent crowd. So a lot of times the shows become a little bit more. We like to interact with the crowd as much as we can, bring them as part of the show, and that's just improv, fun shit,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote numbered by Yanks today.
The fuck?
Razor just had a realization that there's more Americans than Canadians on this podcast right now. For whatever reason, that makes him
Fuck
nervous.
yeah.
Does make me nervous.
America. Fuck yeah.
They're gonna start insisting that I have a gun by my fucking recording
Holy shit.
console or something.
Dude, do you know how many? I'm sorry not to cut you off, but do you know how many Twitter DMs I'm getting about buying guns and we need to stop Obama? Not that I want to go down this road, but it's
Hey,
unfucking
let's do it.
real. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't want to talk about it. Because that'll take up the rest of this time just on its own.
Well, it depends.
No,
too.
I don't want to go down that road. I'm just
No,
saying.
me either.
put it
I
up
was
and
just
it
gonna
made me-
say,
Yeah, that'll probably be a.
that usually never ends good unless you talk to people that have the exact same thoughts as you do, because then it turns
Yeah.
into bullshit.
Yeah. If we want to talk about that, we'll wait for this album to come out and then we get the lyrical content.
I'll just say this. As a Canadian,
I'm sorry.
please don't vote for Trump.
I have no intention of voting for that
No,
idiot.
not at all.
I got no intention of voting for Hillary either.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna vote for any of those fucking jokers.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, there's two parties. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah, we don't want to go down.
Let's not get into this.
Let's move forward.
Yep.
Let's go back to pussy and music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drugs and rock and roll.
You know what's funny?
Ain't right. Yeah.
Have you noticed that even if they didn't tell us where they were from, I could tell they were from Michigan? Have you
Oh, yeah.
noticed the accent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we're from Southwestern Ontario, so we know the Michigan accent big time. And I can just tell by the way they talk.
People say that all the time. People
Yeah.
are like,
Hey,
No,
people out here too, when we moved to Alberta, they're like, "You're from Ontario, aren't you?" Like, yeah, but how the fuck do you know that? Like,
I'm bad at accents, honestly. Like I hardly ever recognize them. Everybody sounds the same to me.
Yeah, well,
I mean, unless you got a real thick accent, I'm not going to pick up on anything.
Yeah.
You describe it to me. Describe to me why we sound different.
Calm down there, eh?
Calm down there, eh? Didn't mean to offend you. I'm very sorry, you know?
That's right, eh? It's a jelly.
Let's go play some shinny on the pond.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what's a boot. That's the worst.
It's about diplomacy.
But I do know I'm sorry.
Fuck you, buddy.
Anyway.
Oh, fuck. That?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Almost. So let's talk about a little bit about influences. This is something I always like to ask the bands we interview, because that to me is a big part, is who are your influences?
Yeah, who are you guys ripping off?
No. That's not what I fucking said,
Who
Ray.
do you bitches wish you were?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, on the last album, I heard Kashmir. What the fuck is
what the fuck?
It's actually kind of funny that
Oh, shit.
we have a lot of different influences. I mean, we could go down a list. You might not actually hear it in the music, but like things that inspire us to do certain aspects of our music. But I was listening to an interview once, like probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and Phil Anselmo was talking to some dude, and they were talking about styles, and he said something I thought was actually really, really interesting and made a lot of sense. He said most bands will take like 2 bands that they love and just rip them off, and you can tell they're right off the bat. He's like, if you want to be a truly great band, he's like, go get 20 bands and rip them the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, and so, I mean, honestly, we've never shied away from our influences. We've never tried to, like, directly sound like anything. Obviously, the influence is going to come out.
Yep.
But we've always tried to still maintain our own style and just not shy away from the fact that, we can sit there and be like, yeah, that was inspired by Lamb of God, or there's actually something I do in the new album that's actually my kind of, nod to a tip of a hat, so to speak, to, some of my favorite singers that I do. And that stuff I just do because I feel like I'm, giving them that kind of honor, or, thanks for paving the way kind of shit. But other than that, we always try to stay completely original and let our influences speak for themselves.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, even, on Exile, you can probably hear plenty of Lamb of God. That was one of my biggest influences at the time. And I mean, you can hear, I won't point them out, but there's a couple spots that I went back and listened to it, and I just shake my head at it sometimes. I'm like, God, I'm such a fucking ripoff.
I think that's kind of how it is. Like,
is it ripping out? Like, there's been so much music written over the years that is there anything that isn't somewhat derivative of something else? Like, every fucking modern country song Tom Petty wrote, essentially. If you go back to Tom Petty and the Traveling Wilburys, he fucking wrote everything. Everything modern country is based off of comes from stuff he fucking wrote. So, I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah. So
well, there's only so many chords on a guitar that you can play.
Exactly.
So, there's only so many styles. You're going to do that. But I thought with Exile, I could hear influences, but nothing I could point to directly and be like, oh, they took that. They took that. You know what I mean? It was just
I wouldn't say they took it. I wouldn't say took. I didn't mean it like that, like what you took.
No, I didn't think you did.
Nothing like copy and paste it from any other band or any other music out there. There's just, like, if you're writing a song idea and you're jamming along and everyone's looking at each other and we're like, where do we go from here? Somebody might stand up and be like, dude, we need to do something like, like fucking blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. And then we'll just go into a natural, feel of whatever it goes into. And sometimes that comes out and it still sounds original, but that you kind of sparked the idea from something you've heard before,
Yeah. Yeah. Cause like I definitely heard not necessarily the same, but definitely there's some squeals in there that remind me of Dime a little bit. Definitely some of that. Yep. I mean, and that's just, and it's not the big pull. It's just the little squeals that he would throw in that you kind of threw in a little differently. But that to me is what came to mind with that. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's
an homage.
It's an homage. It's a you're influences, right?
Well, because that's how I felt when I listened to it, man. I could hear Lamb of God, I could hear Slayer, I could hear Pantera, I could hear Crosby, Stills and Nash, I could hear all that stuff in there.
I specifically threw that one in.
I knew it. It was you.
The biggest surprise for me though was Pink. I was like, wow, they do Pink very well.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're lit like a candlestick.
Show our range of songwriting.
It just shows the range.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm open for some Pharrell on the new album, but I mean, we'll play it by ear. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm
that's all.
trying to work in some Elton John.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you're the second band to mention Elton John. That's fucking crazy. He's a big
I'm hoping
influence
every
on
band
metal,
does it now.
apparently.
That's perfect. Yeah, deep down, all metal acts actually really love Elton John.
I think that's true.
I actually like Elton John. I'm not gonna lie. Like I grew up on 50s, 60s, and 70s music. You know, with my
Same
dad,
here.
and I always dug Elton John. I still like, you know, maybe not a lot of his newer shit, but his old stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 70s, 80s. Fuck yeah.
Fantastic voice.
He wrote some good shit, man.
Well, and that's just, yeah, you can't knock whatever anybody ever listens to.
I grew up on all that same stuff, like between Elvis, Jim Croce, Elton John, you name it. All of those guys. I love that music still. I listen to it all the time, but it's not my
Fuck your old
mainstay.
Ray.
My mainstay is
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Ray listened to a lot of Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah.
you goddamn right I did.
California
and I like
Dreamin'.
it. I don't give a fuck if you guys don't. You guys can suck it. How about that?
Oh, he's getting belligerent.
All right, back
Oh,
to the bag of dicks.
yes.
He listens to some Howlin'
Well,
Wolf.
I'm drinking straight Jack, so it's gonna get worse.
Oh,
don't
Big
worry.
Bopper.
Just fuck it. I don't give a shit. You fucking assholes.
Take this pudding pop.
Fucking America, you fucking Canadian dicks.
Rudy! First of all,
Take your hockey with you.
that's fine. We're taking our puck and going home, eh?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen here. That's what it's all about.
Back.
You rude Americans.
No, but going back to it, man. Yeah, exactly. You can hear the influences, but it's not I ripped this
absolutely.
motherfucker off.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. Dig it. Can't wait.
Specific, like, there's been a couple of times we've talked to a few interviews before, and we've always gotten a similar kind of response that people will say that it's a familiar sound, but it's not anything that's like a complete ripoff. You know, it's a familiar sound, which is good.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And your familiar sound isn't, oh, that's Pantera. That's a little bit of Pantera, a little bit of Slayer, a little bit of Lamb of God, a little bit of Sepultura or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to it.
To me, that's the shit that's missing right now.
Exactly.
Actually, we get that quite a bit, and it's one of those things because I'm 34, or I'll be 34 years old next month. You know, I'm the oldest guy in the
congrats,
band.
sir.
Thank you. Alex is the youngest guy in the band, you know, so we have a wide range of styles, and we try to just take all those influences, you know, put them in one big bag, shake it up, shit it out, see what happens.
Well, when you said Alex was the youngest guy, and then he said his biggest influence was Lamb of God, so I assume he's what, 15, 16, 17?
Yeah, pretty much. He's a tiny little guy over here, little fella.
As soon as he graduates high school, he's going to be hell to pay.
That's right, we're going on tour. We're getting signed.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that delusion's been faded long ago.
That was destroyed a long time ago.
Yep.
It's pretty much tour now, no?
Yep. Well, yeah, but yeah, we definitely. I guess when me and Joe think about it, we stop and talk about it, and we're like, you know what? You know, we always dreamed about going on these tours and being signed and all that stuff, and it's like now I have no fucking desire to do a record label because there's nothing that they can do for us that we can't just do on our fucking own.
That's exactly fucking right, man.
And we're going on tour. So it's like, we're doing this all on our own without a fucking record label. You know, fuck them.
You know, the bottom line is funny. You know, we've met a lot of professional bands while we've been touring. And, you know, we've had a lot of conversations with certain people. And they've all pretty much unanimously said, stay independent.
Yeah.
You know, tour on your own, do your own thing, have rights to your own material, don't owe anybody any money. And, you know, they dog the industry, you know, behind, you know, maybe not even, maybe out in the open, but to us, at least in your private conversations, they dog it and they tell you, you know, it's not worth it.
Well, now that you brought that up, let's name names.
Oh, we're going to name them all right now.
Let's go. Let's go down the list. Who do we got?
Record labels will be gone in 20 years, I think.
Let me pull up my notes.
I don't know.
I agree.
Direct distribution over the internet. I don't think there'll be much labels around anymore.
Well,
Other than poppy bullshit.
well, that's just it. There'll be pop labels.
Well, that's shit that's popular right now.
machine.
Look at
Yeah.
what's coming out of the fucking West Coast, and it's just that's all it is.
Well, it's something interesting too. Like we have like Apple Music, and we surprisingly there's a lot of metal and stuff on there. It's pretty good. But you go to go to the rock chart on Apple Music and try and find a song that's not 20 years old. It's like rock is fucking dead. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
The metal
I don't
chart's a
know.
little bit better, but
I don't think it's dead. I think it's just underground.
well,
it's pretty
Well,
much
'cause-
moved underground, which is fine.
yeah.
That's where it kind of belongs a lot of times. If it goes into the mainstream, it probably gets tweaked too much, and then it becomes something that's not what it's meant to be anymore.
That's exactly it. Once somebody gets their fucking claws into it, they change it into the fucking machine and they push it out. And that's not why I listen to this shit. I want to hear what people have to say, not
Exactly.
what the fucking company wants you to say.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why we've always shied away from, big time labels or just any kind of label that has any kind of the input on what they want to do to change your music. And I understand it's a business and they're trying to make money, but to us, we're doing it because of the love of the music, and we're writing songs the way we want to write them. And the people that appreciate that style are going to come out and support it, and those are the only ones we care about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say.
And on that note, we are going to take a quick break.
Sweet, I got pissed.
We'll be right back.
Alex is going to hold it for me. It's not going to be weird.
Okay, cool.
If you shake him more than twice, you're jerking him.
I make him shake it 4 times.
I'm playing with
good-
him first.
Good boy.
Principle.
Cup the balls. It's cold in the basement.
All right, we'll be back after these messages.
Ah.
Hi, I'm Brian,
And I'm Adam,
and we encourage you to come listen to a very special program.
a podcast unlike anything you've heard before. Right, Brian?
What? No, dude. Everyone has a podcast.
Everyone has a podcast.
What's our show about?
We talk about comedy,
Sports,
science,
topical news,
meat hunting,
music,
podcasting,
Matthew McConaughey,
fishing,
health and fitness,
Horse cocks.
technical difficulties,
buffaloes,
popular culture.
maybe a little too much about the Asians.
Oh, y'all Ami so cute and tiny. Edits. Check us out on Twitter at EHAP Podcast. Listen to us on iTunes and Stitcher or through our website www.ehappodcast.com. Contact us directly through ehappodcast@gmail.com. Like and subscribe on YouTube under EHAP Podcast. We're also on Facebook and Grindr.
Really? We're on Facebook?
I think so.
All right, we're back.
And we're back. You guys just missed the best conversation. Speaking of
Best
Pantera,
conversation so far, everybody just missed it.
exactly. But that was special for us.
Yeah,
Fuck all you people.
Just
But speaking of Pantera, my wife was just yelling at me over here. We our animals are named after Pantera.
nice.
Like my dog is Big Vin, and I've got a bearded dragon upstairs that's Phyllis. Because it turns out she was.
It was
turns out
Phil.
she was a girl.
Turns out she was a girl. Yeah.
So it was Phil. Now she's Phyllis.
God damn it. Well,
I had a dog that was Dime as well, but then Dime went crazy and
Got hooked on the
bit
heroin.
Logan, and we had to get rid of her.
It's kind of funny. I had a dog. I named him Rex because at the time I was playing bass, so I wanted to relate a little bit more to Rex. So I named him Rex, and then oddly enough, we ended up having to put him down because he bit people. So,
I was
Turns
just gonna
out you
say
can't
shoot
feed him
on stage,
cocaine.
but
Yeah.
it didn't work
yeah,
out well.
yeah, it might have been a little brutal. Yeah.
We didn't put Dime down. We just sent her to a different family.
We told
So they can
Razor
fight
that
their
she's in a
kids?
farm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we didn't tell him anything about the
No,
violence.
no.
No, he's a great dog. Just you'll love him. Don't worry about it. You guys got small kids, right? Here you go.
Quick, make a sudden movement.
Yeah.
Careful. She's
Oh,
gonna
Yeah,
bite.
we've actually
Careful as you bite.
One of the coolest things we've actually done is on our first actual tour, we decided to go out, throw caution in the wind. We went out for 2 weeks. We didn't really have much of a plan, little money. I don't even know how the hell we got back. But the coolest thing that happened is we ended the tour in Fort Worth. Hey. We ended a tour in Fort Worth.
Get upstairs.
And
Go on.
we had the opportunity of meeting.
Was that a
Vinny.
sheep?
No, that was
sweet.
Alex's daughter came down.
Aww.
Heavy metal.
Yeah.
I will eat your soul.
That's all right. We all got kids. We know.
Oh yeah, we know how it is.
But we got a chance to meet Vinny, and Hell Yeah was recording their Band of Brothers album at the time, and we met them at the clubhouse there in Fort Worth, and we got invited to go back to Vinny's house the next day. I think it was Monday night. He was having a Monday night football party, so we were actually supposed to go home that day, and we decided, well, obviously we're gonna
no shit.
around.
You have to go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't pass that up. So we went and hung out, and it was actually cool because that was the first time I got to meet anybody from Pantera, and shaking Vinny's hand and everything. I felt like a little fucking like schoolboy. Like I didn't even think I was shaking a little bit, maybe. It's
like,
just like
I fucking made it. We're rock stars now.
I'd wet myself.
Oh yeah.
I tried to actually avoid him as much as I could because I just didn't want to be that annoying, fan that wants to talk a bunch of shit. So I just shook his hand and was very polite about it all. And
we just stand in the corner and stare at him.
Yeah, just every once in a while, I'd say, eat some chips, and then go back to staring at him again.
Yeah, he goes, exactly. Good chips. And this guy's like, and Vinny's looking at you. He's like, what the fuck is up with these guys? They're a bunch of assholes.
This guy loves chips.
Yeah, this guy fucking.
Is that guy stroking it?
Hi, Mr. Paul. Did you need me to whack a guy, off a guy, whack off a guy? Because I'm married.
Well, but that was as far as like we're talking about meeting your heroes or
also,
whatever.
it'd be Mr. Abbott, by the way. You dumbass.
He was really cool though. Very, very, very nice guy. wasn't rude or anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good night. Good night. And Chad, we met Chad, and Chad actually came out and partied with us for like 5 hours. We just got drunk by the fucking swimming pool and talked about a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Just good.
Way to add to the conversation.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah, it was good.
It was okay.
I had a good time, so that was that.
I mean, it was all right.
I mean, whatever. So let me ask you: are you two like the two founding members, like the original guys, or are there other members that are also?
I'm actually. This is Joe speaking. I'm actually the only original member left in the band. We formed the band back in 2008 with all my buddies at the time. They were in other big local bands, and they kind of. Oh yeah.
Ray, can you be quiet over there? He's trying to talk.
I'm sorry. He's a rock star. I gotta.
She really wanted to get a conversation.
I could give her a mic.
Yeah, can you put her on the mic? Because she probably has better answers anyway.
She probably does.
Wow.
Oh, the ref takes a point away.
And that's the last musician that ever booked with us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray, you fuck.
Never know what's going to happen.
Oh, shit. It's hilarious.
But for whatever reason, I'm not going to go into all the details of the long history of it all, but certain people either left or certain people were kicked out and whatnot. I met Alex back in 2010, and at the time, our drummer at the time went over to a buddy's house, and Alex happened to be there jamming with this guy because he was a drummer also, and he was playing guitar, and he came back the next day, and he was like, hey man, I just met this young kid, this fucking awesome guitarist, and we didn't know at the time, but like I think only maybe 4 or 5 months later, he was in the band. And just circumstances worked out well that we needed a guitarist, and he was just really a lot of raw talent. Like he has grown so much in like 4 years as far as his talent.
You better believe it.
Just from
he's now 17. He's got to be good.
But we were all in our late 20s, and he was in his early 20s, and we were just blown away by the skill that he had, and he's done nothing but prove himself a badass ever since he joined the band. Not too long after that, we brought in Ian, and then our drummer left. We brought in the guy that was on Exile, Nate, and then we've been through a couple different bass players since then. It's actually, unfortunately, been kind of a revolving door. Mm-hmm. I hate to say that because you always think when you put the band together for the first time, that's going to be it. You know, this is going to be my guys for the next 10 years.
We're going to move mountains and rock faces.
Yep.
Melt faces.
Me and Fear have both been in bands before. We know how it works, man. I played in bands for 20 years of my life, and it was a constant revolving door. You know, like everybody's into it, and then one day they're not. And then somebody becomes an asshole, and it's just life. It's the way it works. You know what I mean? So I get it. But for the people that are listening to this, what is it like the conversation like when you've got to kick somebody out of the band? How does that work for you guys?
You know, it's never a fun conversation to have. In fact, it takes forever to develop. And a lot of times it probably starts with the little annoyances here or there that just build over a certain amount of time. And a lot of times you got to be really pushed to the line or pushed over that line to really kind of be like, fuck it, you know, let's just get rid of this dude.
Yeah, I think that the biggest bitch about that is that we almost, like, we will look past, you know, me, Joe, and Ian, we will look past so much just because, like, we almost, like, sometimes, like with Nathan, when we brought Nathan in, it was pretty much he came down, set up his drum set, played for maybe 10 minutes, didn't even play any of our songs. And we're just like, fuck it, dude, you know how to play. Let's crack a fucking beer and let's go party. Let's see how you are partying. You know, and we just all connected kind of from there. And it's like I feel like sometimes we almost like bring people in by how they connect rather than how they can play. You know, and
absolutely.
I think that makes it harder because we truly are just really good friends.
We're very tight, you know. I mean, it's a true statement of brotherhood. Well, us as a band, you know, any member that's been in the band before, that we've always established that brotherhood.
Yeah, like any family members, you know, I mean, obviously you have, you know, somebody, you can't stand your sister or something, you can't stand somebody, and but you love them, you do anything for them, and that's a lot of what it is with the members that have been in this band, that we just bend over backwards for anybody in this.
It's a hard thing to kick somebody out because
it really is.
I mean, because there's going to be a disconnect and there's going to be a dropping off of a relationship for whatever reason. Either somebody's got hard feelings about it all, or you just lose contact with that person because band life is busy. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people I know that I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with over the last 8 years or so, just because I'm busy all the time. And when someone's not involved in that band, you lose contact with them sometimes. It sucks, you know. It's almost like being married, you know, and getting a divorce.
Oh, it totally is. Like, and I know exactly what you mean when you say sometimes you put up with a lot of shit. I've worked with some real assholes for a long time, but you're just like, well, they're in the band.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, there'll be times where like one person would be like, dude, I just can't do it anymore. And then the other person will be like, well, let's just give him another chance. You know, let's do this. And be like, all right, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that's just how it goes back and forth, you know, until one day both those guys or three guys are looking at each other and be like, no, I can't. We all can't do it anymore. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I find. Sometimes you put up with everything until it's too fucking late. And then by then you've got three dudes that are pissed off instead of one. And it's a juggling act.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there was one band that I was in years ago when I was the one that got kicked out, and I was totally fine with it because I was ready to go anyway. I wasn't serious about the band. Like, these guys wanted to go on tour and be signed and the whole thing, and I had just had my daughter. I was like, yeah, guys, I got to get a job. I got to join the real world. Unfortunately, I can't keep going. So I knew it was coming, but I wanted them to say it so they could be the bad guys. It's so
when are you going to break up with me?
Yeah, I was. Well, basically, and then when they finally were like, we had band practice, so I showed up and I was like, and they were all sitting there. Nobody had their instruments. It was dead quiet. They just give me that look like, yeah, so we got to talk. And I was like, guys, I get it. It's totally cool, man. I'm out. And they were like, you're not upset? I was like, nah, I saw it coming, man. It's cool. But, it's never like that in reality. Most times it's it's brutal, man. You talk to them, they're like, well, fuck you then. And then it's
Fuck
over.
you guys. I don't want to be part of your fucking faggy band anyway.
Yeah, your band sucks anyway. You're going to be shit without me, LaRusso.
Yeah, Rick, you can't keep fucking time. Your bass sounds like a fucking fart. Yeah, you just kind of go off on everybody.
You start bashing everything else.
You take a shit on a snare drum and walk out. No, just me.
Great.
I'd say for the most part, at least, most of our breakups, so to speak, have gone pretty civil. Yeah, I mean, we might. There was probably one or so maybe that were hard feelings, but after time passes, you mend bridges and everything like that. But it's just something you gotta get over, and you start. We really, as much as we love doing what we do, and we establish the family feel and the brotherhood and all that. When it comes down to it, we do also have to look at the band as a business, and you got to do what's best for the band. And that's all it ever comes down to.
Oh, you guys sold out. You went corporate. Great.
Yeah.
Hey, look, guys, it's come from upstairs. It's not us. We want you here. But, the big guys upstairs, they say you got to go. I don't want to do this.
They're like, who's upstairs? Your parents? You son of a bitch? They're like, yeah, mom and dad think you're a cunt. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, they say you can't keep time. You're out of tune all the time. You're a bad
influence.
They're the ones that are supporting this thing.
Have you guys ever have you had anybody out for like an audition and they've just been not bad, but like you're like, okay, this guy's in a different zone?
Not really.
Okay, so what happened once is
that was fucking funny.
I was trying. Well, fuck, I've had many of these goddamn.
We've seen a few, yeah.
The one that I was thinking of is I met these two kids at a coffee shop. I was like 25, I think, and these kids were like 17. And they didn't say that when they showed up. They just said that they could play really good. So whatever. I meet up these kids and I'm like, holy shit, they're kids. And so they sit down and they start talking. And these guys were on a different fucking level. Like they were talking about how could they be faster than Dragon Force? And they were talking back and forth about how they take all their guitars apart and restring them so that the tension's harder on this one and that one, and how many beats per second they could get out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for this coffee, boys, and I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, for the most part, I think maybe because we are in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, Michigan, we don't have a lot of really like just a wealth of musicians out there. We're not near really a big city except for Detroit, but we don't go near that shithole.
You won't get out, sir.
Stabbed.
I ain't touching that shit.
No offense to the fans of Detroit. There's some awesome bands in Detroit and some people we network with and we love playing there, but just the city overall.
Just fucked up.
Unless you have hobo stab insurance, stay out of Detroit.
Yeah. I only go through one guy when we book shows there, and it's a guy. He's a badass. He's awesome. He's always proven himself to put together good shows and everything. But for the most part, Kalamazoo is a smaller town, a smaller city, and so when we bring in new people, a lot of times it's someone we've already met or someone we jammed with, and we only bring in people we know that we could play with. As far as not skill wise, I mean, obviously you have to be talented, but just get along with. I mean, that's the biggest thing. So we don't really just have too many strangers come in and try out for the band. I think maybe just one time that has ever happened. And that guy actually worked out, actually two times. Nathan and Strauss, going back a few years back here, our old bass player, Brian Strauss, who's probably was with us the longest of all the bass players we've had. He came in, we didn't really know him, but just clicked right away. Same thing with Nate, and that's probably the only times. Otherwise, everybody else we've known or had some kind of experience with. We don't want to waste time.
We had a guy once in one of my old bands that he was trying out, lead guitarist, and we just told him basically learn a song that you know, and we'll learn the same song. We'll all jam it together. If you nail it, you're in. So he decided he's going to do Cemetery Gates, and our singer was like, "I can't sing that shit." So
Nice.
Yeah, no shit.
I could play it. The other guy, the bassist could play it. The drummer could play it. The guy that was coming in to play lead guitar, he was like, done. I got this shit. And he came in, and this fucking guy was so bad. It was like, he wasn't even close. He couldn't handle it at all. Like, I was like, what the? So the first probably three, 4 bars in, I look over at the bassist, this guy Joe, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I said to the guy, I was like, hey, we all stop. And I was like, do you want to start over, man? You all right? He goes, what happened? What happened? Like, he looked clueless. He's like, look,
I was shredding this shit.
Shredding that shit, man.
I was fucking killing it.
God, so he was delusional about it too. Then.
Oh yeah. It was even better. Then when we got to the part where the solo comes in, and I mean, I don't know what he did. He did his own thing. It was just like I started playing notes, and it was all out of key. It was all fucked up. So after everything was said and done, we were like, all right, man, we shook his hand. Thanks for coming in, the whole thing. Yeah. And then we're like, yeah, we'll call you. And he's like, so I'll be here. What? You guys practice Tuesdays? I'll be here tonight. I was like, yeah, we're going to talk it over as a band, and then we'll get back to you. And that was like,
we'll try next week without you, and we'll see what we think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that was fucking great. That guy was hilarious. We still talk about that guy.
That's so funny. What was the one you were thinking of?
Didn't we have someone come by the house once when we were in London, and they just proceeded to get fucking hammered?
Evil D.
Was that who it was?
Yeah. So
it's all a blur to me. That whole fucking era is just a fucking blur to me.
So we had this guy who said he said he was a DJ / metal singer / he could do a whole he's a synthesizer guy.
Yeah.
So whatever. So we're like, all right, we'll go pick this guy up. So we show up. He's got this giant mohawk. He's drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
I love him.
I just remember he was hammered.
Like, he opens the door, and he's got 2 Budweisers. He's 2-fisting. And we're like, it's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I just got to get my stuff. How about some pants first?
Yeah.
He's walking around in boxers trying to put his fucking shit in the car.
Nice.
And it was
what was this guy's name?
Just going out there for everybody.
Just asking hypothetically.
Hypothetically, his name might have been Evil D. But
he called himself.
He called himself. I never wanted to learn his real name.
No.
Evil D. Yeah, so he gets his shit in the car, and it was me and a buddy of mine that was driving, and the whole time my buddy's looking at me like, we're gonna let this maniac in the car. And so he polishes off the first beer and whips the can on his front lawn, and he goes to get in with the second one. And we're like,
what's wrong? What's going on?
Yeah, we're like, you can't drink in the car. He's like, really? So he fucking shotguns that one, throws it on the front lawn. He's like, it's okay, I got a bunch more in my case.
He didn't bring a guitar, nothing. He's like, I got it in the case, we're good.
So many warning signs, but we're young, hungry musicians. We're like, yeah, okay, let's go drive him over.
Your first warning, by the way, is he's drinking Budweiser. So let's start there. And then
well, it wasn't Pabst. So.
It wasn't Pabst, yeah.
That's true.
I was like, he's got to be okay.
Hey. No, I think about Pabst.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's all you got.
That's true. That is true.
That is true. That is true.
Now say, I'm a trash, I'm a trouble.
I can't stand that shit though, man. I can't drink it. It's disgusting.
I will. I don't give a shit. I'll still.
It's cheap as fuck though.
Yeah, I'll still drink a 30 rack.
Yeah. Oh, you can't beat the price.
Wait. That's the problem though with Pabst. You could drink a 30 rack and still be fine. You still be like, I can maintain on this. You drink a 30 rack of any other beer, like an IPA or something, you'll be fucking annihilated.
Oh shit! Of an IPA, you're gonna be dead.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't drink a lot of beer anymore, but when I did, it was all IPA type stuff. So I could drink a 6-pack of that and be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We don't really drink all that much lately either, but when we were in our drinking heyday, I guess, or whatever, I never really was a big fan of the IPA beers or whatever. IPA beers. I'm still not, honestly, I'll tell you.
All right, interview over. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
IPA, I can't even spell it.
No. Fuck beer. I don't like beer.
No, beer's gross.
But
it is.
We were in Austin one night on tour, and we had a day off that we were playing there the next night. So we were down there on 6th Street cruising, hitting the bars, and just seeing the scene down there in Austin. And we hit this one place.
Are you talking about the Moose Drool?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a place.
I was pretty drunk though.
But that wasn't an IPA though. That was more like
I don't even know what it is.
That was more like a stout or maybe even a porter. But it was thick as shit, and dude, it was called Moose Drool, and that stuff.
Dude, sounds horrible.
We got obliterated that night.
Yeah,
it sounds like a Canadian wet dream.
It does sound like something we drink, but
It was straight black.
I'm drinking moose drool and moose drool and moose jaw.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next morning, I think I threw up like 10 times in a row.
Oh,
And we were staying in this.
Oh yeah, and we were staying
in that
yeah,
house.
Oh, dude, we were staying in this house that hadn't been lived in. Now this wasn't like a bum's house, but it was
It was a buddy of ours' house.
It was a friend of ours. His house that I guess his a family of his had passed away.
Yeah, I think it was his uncle's house originally.
So he owned the house.
We were more like squatting there than actually
Yeah.
living there.
You guys
Yeah.
broke into somebody's fucking house and just stayed there.
And
That's
this
great.
house must have had, I mean, so much mouse shit and the ventilation and everything. And we slept in this house with the AC on. And dude, we all,
Oh man,
I think we all woke up with like Ebola or something. I don't know, dude. It was
horrible.
terrible. Yeah, it was.
Oh, I got the Ebola.
Hangover, but whatever we were.
Rockstar lifestyle, baby. What dreams are made of.
Yeah, right.
And then there's a wasp nest right outside the door. or
Yeah, I think
something
we.
like that.
Oh yeah, you had to like run in and out of the
You
house.
had to run in and out of it.
Or they just engulf you and sting the shit out of you.
Luckily, they had bamboo in the back.
Oh, yeah.
So we get back from being wasted on the moose drool, and we find some dried up bamboo, and we beat the shit out of each other for
Yeah, that was-
another 2 hours before we all passed
You
out.
just pretty much stand there and just have somebody whip you, and you like take your turn.
No, Nate,
Jesus.
hold it.
It sounds
Wow.
sexual, and it was.
Well, that's like the prepreration for the big circle jerk.
Yeah, well, I mean, the circle jerk follows after that. You know, you gotta get the in first, and then the pleasure comes. You know, it comes later.
It all.
It's all about it's all about the prep work for the circle jerk.
You get my drift. And silence.
I think we all missed what the hell you said there.
It's
Oh,
exactly
get my
I was trying to
drift.
figure it out in my head. I'm going, okay, he just said something. What was it?
What
Fuck did you say?
What did I say?
Just
Was it
fucking
get my
move
drift?
I said it's all about the coming if you get my drift.
on. There you go.
Okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
did it in a different voice. I was like, it's all about the coming if you get my drift.
Well, there's
I'm
nothing
like some
when
hobo just
somebody's
took over.
There's nothing like when somebody's whipping you with bamboo and you're coming at the same time. That's fucking
There's
amazing.
nothing like that. And there was a raccoon involved. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Oh, I love it.
Interspecies.
All this that's interspecies
Very
erotica.
athletic in Fort Worth. Or wait, Fort Worth in Austin.
You guys are my kind of gentlemen.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
America, we fuck raccoons and beat each other with bamboo till we come on a cracker and fucking eat it. America.
Nobody likes eating a side cracker.
Nobody likes
guys
eating
in the
soggy
background right
raccoon.
now. Like, thank God I don't live in a fucking America. Jesus
Her
Christ.
eyes are like saucers right now. She is in shock. Don't worry, baby. I'll show you all what the crack is about.
That's terrifying.
That's for you, MDI. All right. Anyway. Shit. Fuck. Maybe I shouldn't have drank a straight bottle of Jack. Oh.
Sounds like you're having a good time.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I'm literally, I actually did 2 giant glasses of Jack with ice, and I'm about done with the bottle, so.
Nice.
Good.
Woo!
I try not to drink Jack when I'm doing interviews anymore. 'Cause the last time I got pretty drunk. I might have said some stuff. I don't know what I said, but it probably looking back, I was probably like, I probably shouldn't have said
Yeah,
that.
you were like, fuck Pantera. They fucking suck. I hate those
yeah.
guys. And you listen back and you're like, oh, shit.
That's why I don't drink. First and foremost, I write everything. Everybody else can suck my dick.
Actually, I have said that before.
I think everybody does at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's when you know you made it.
I do
These
everything. You guys are fucking
suck.
useless.
You know what? In silence again. What the fuck?
and silence.
And go on.
You were talking.
You were
just
talking
stopped.
and then you stopped to drink, you idiot.
Well, you know, I got
Like, first and foremost,
You got Jack. What's going on over
The
there?
Jack is not going to drink itself, people. That's just the way this works.
That's true.
That's it. That's all right. So now I'm done. You can go ahead. Take your time. Think it through.
forget it. You know, I'm going to be over here just. I can't get the picture of the fucking raccoon out of my head.
Oh, I bet it's an
All
awesome.
right. So
Dude.
I actually do have a question, though.
Oh, there
What
we
is
go.
it like when you're preparing for a big show like Rocklahoma, right? what is that preparation like? Do you guys kind of huddle into like a little corner somewhere and try to psych each other up, or is it just
finger pop each other's assholes?
I believe they just get in a corner and Dutch rudder it.
I was just saying, Alex is usually, he's the young cute one, so we just put him in the middle of all of us, and we're like, go to town, buddy, get ready.
Yeah, like a fucking circus seal.
Yeah, makes like a fucking circus seal.
That's it. Can a motherfucker get a table dance?
When it's all done, say, ooh, what a lovely tea party.
MBI would like to remind everyone that a mouth is a mouth, so.
It really is. Mouth is a mouth, especially when you're lonely.
Fuck.
It's a long road on the tour.
I think a few times we've gotten in a huddle before, just a lot of times it's kind of to remind each other to not be so drunk on stage. But,
we're like, hey, listen, do you actually point to any member of the band and say, listen, don't fuck this up. I've had enough of your shit.
Rick, last time you were a complete douche. Knock it off.
We've said it joking in a joking tone, but dead fucking serious.
Yeah. Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up, man.
We all have our own little rituals. I think a lot of times we'll spend a lot of time apart from each other. Maybe just a few people are hanging out. Some people like to put in the earbuds and go, in their own little world. Other people like to take naps and whatnot. And we'll get together probably about an hour before the show and start drinking with each other and just getting loose and getting the energy building so we can hit the stage with it.
I personally...
Okay, wait. Which one of you fucks has to take a nap before a show? Are you serious?
Well, when you're on the road, man, I'll tell you what. You don't sleep a lot.
That means it's a joke.
Yeah. The cold air on the stage hurts my hip.
I have taken a nap throughout the day. I'm not going to deny that.
I'm just fucking. I take a nap every day, man.
I'll tell you what. You're on the road.
Usually
man,
when you're supposed to be working.
Party. You play, and you forget to sleep sometimes. Most of the time, all the time, you don't sleep.
That's the cocaine talking, bro.
Yeah.
You'll sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
So sometimes your body forces you to shut down.
It's true.
What I personally do to prepare is I drink, and then I drink again.
Free
for every
fucking hot rails of Coke.
I take 10 milligram Adderall, and I just keep going until I
Adderall. Shit.
can't feel myself, and I go.
Once I've got a good numb going.
When I've pissed myself, I know I'm ready.
See how fast these fingers move? It's my turn.
I'm like
Somebody
fucking Dragon Force over here. Look at me go.
Like you're playing a broom.
Yeah.
Like, why does this thing have so many strings?
Bumping everything up about BPM.
Oh man. Yeah, exactly. Bump it up faster. How fast can we go? All right, man. Well, we're at the hour mark. Is there anything you guys want to pimp? Let people know where you're at. Anything, tell people how they can get you.
Oh, you can check us out on all the social media sites, Twitter, Facebook. We try to be as interactive as we can. If you want to message us and talk to us, you can check out YouTube and see a bunch of our shit. Go to Mine Enemies Fall band.bandcamp and you can download our album and whatnot. So, I mean, just pretty much any place you can find regular or any old band, we're going to be. We do the same thing. We're not as big with the social media stuff, and actually, you guys are the most I've had interaction with Twitter, honestly. I don't even know how that thing works. I'm still trying to figure that out.
So are we.
Twitter.
Yeah. Twittering and... But no, I mean, right now we don't have any shows going on. We're in the studio. We're working on new music, as we talked about earlier. I think our next show might be in April. So we're just really trying hard to get this album done.
How the hell are you working on new music without a drummer?
Inconsequential.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
We don't need that fuck.
We can write music without a drummer. When we establish the feels of the songs and the ideas that we want to go, bringing in a new drummer, he can obviously do his own thing as long as he's coming in with the feel of the songs that we've already established if he's coming in late.
And I'm pretty damn good at programming Easy Drummer.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So I get pretty creative. It makes it awesome.
Boots and pants and 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 boots and pants.
Now everybody scream!
Oh, shit.
Exactly. That's awesome, man. Well, no, you guys have been fantastic on Twitter with the retweets and all that stuff, and keep us posted with anything coming up. And once you guys get that record done, man, we want to hear it. Maybe have you back.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I guarantee you, when we get some things that will start leaking out there for certain people to listen to, I'll definitely hit you guys up for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Awesome.
And by the way, I want to send a special thank you to Yvonne for setting all this up and being awesome. So
Definitely.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I should have said that earlier. Yvonne, she's
yeah, you
awesome.
should have, you fuck.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Thanks, Ray. Somebody got it.
God, you guys are the worst.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's awesome. Voodoo Queen Management, everybody associated with that is awesome. And shout out to Ian McGill, who couldn't be here tonight. He really wanted to. And then our new bass player would have been here too if he could. So definitely.
What's his name? What was his name again?
Oh, his name was
Peter.
Peter.
It's Peter Chris?
Pete Pumpernickel.
You got Peter Chris?
Peter Chris?
Nobody wants to be
By
Peter
the way,
Chris, not even Peter Chris.
How could they really pass up a circle jerk? I mean, really.
I personally, I was kind of torn on the whole thing, and I was like, nah, I got to be responsible, you know. Fuck.
Somebody's got to promote the band.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. Everybody
Somebody
else,
got the balls to promote this band.
No, it's good. I just rescheduled mine to later. My circle jerk's later, so it's okay.
Well, that's good.
At some point, it's going to happen.
Don't force it.
Just let it come.
Cool, man. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for coming out and hanging out with us and doing all this good stuff. Go ahead.
I just said thank you.
Oh.
Oh, no. You don't thank me. I thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
No. Thank you.
Look, you motherfuckers. I'm thanking everybody here.
You
Whoa,
son of a bitch.
Anyway, you
I can
crazy
jack it
assholes.
onto my head.
I love it. No, this has been a great fucking interview. Ray, was there anything you wanted to say?
I will be involved in the circle jerk later, so if you guys want to head over, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah, we'll be right over.
Bring the Ritz.
We're talking about here.
Canada, it's like,
Well, I forgot.
Wow.
He's in New York, too.
oh, to New York? Fuck, I forgot how long it is. 10 hours?
11, 12?
Yeah, it's about 12 hours away.
We'll be there.
And then where they are in Canada is probably, 28, 29 hours away, so it'd be fine.
All right,
Yeah,
so we'll go to
it'll be
New
good.
York, then we'll fly to Ontario. We'll just get this going.
No, we're from Ontario. We're in Alberta right now.
It's a little ways away.
It's Canada, man. Who gives a fuck?
It's pretty big.
And deleted.
Yeah.
You guys were so close. You fucked it up at the last
Yeah,
minute.
That's like saying,
You know what? He couldn't have said it better. You guys are in Canada. Who gives a fuck? That's it.
You sons of bitches.
Like I told you last time, Ray.
Right at that.
Like I told you last time, Ray, you hurt my feelings, but I'll just go get them checked for free, you bitch.
Oh, shit. Y'all talking about free health care again?
Mm-hmm. Damn Obama.
Explain that to me.
What?
I'm moving to Canada. Fuck it.
There you go. Actually, we're building
You
a
guys are
wall.
rock stars. What do you give a fuck about healthcare for?
We're building
You
a
guys are, like, doing
wall.
coke
Yeah.
and strippers and hookers and all kinds of shit.
We're building a wall to keep you people out.
Old at some point. Oh, maybe not.
Do they tax the cocaine up there?
Is a cocaine
Ow.
tax?
Yeah, it's
Well,
all illegal
All
drugs
illegal
are
drugs,
tax
I'm pretty
free.
sure tax free.
If your drug dealer is charging you tax, he's an asshole.
Yeah. There's something not right there. Well, you know, I got to report this income to the government.
Exactly. You know what is 15 cents on every dollar?
The government comes after me, Tony.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Damn it.
Oh,
You guys
well,
fucked up.
oh, fucking Marco. Anyway, so from FEARCast, thanks everybody. This is fantastic. Look forward to more things coming. Run along, kiddies.
Which way was clear? Until then, I'll do what I do, and I'm doing all I can. Every time I'm fucking sitting
Hey guys, it's Fear from FYFC Studios. I really hope you're enjoying Talk Life, FEARCast, or A&Way. Plus, there's always lots of entertainment over on our website. Because I'm a cannabis advocate and often forget things, I wanted to make a little bumper to get you fine folks to head over to nftfyb.com. No fucking time for your bullshit. That's how we do. Again, that's www.nftfyb.com. Feel free to reach out on any social media. We're always looking for cool people to talk to, get somebody else's opinion on something, crazy stories you see in the news that you'd love to see us react to. Look, we'll probably never be consistent, but we'll always be entertaining. Thank you for listening one last time. nftfyb.com.